going on, everyone? So the Cleveland Cavaliers have been having a very good season thus far, right? They are the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. They are 36-17. They are constantly going on like 6, 7, 8 game win streaks, and they've done a lot of it without 2 of their top 4 players, which has been even more impressive. Donovan Mitchell is having an excellent season. He's having one of the better seasons of his career, and the Cavs are looking like a real team out there. Whether you're a Cleveland fan, whether you're not, however you feel, it's definitely impressive what we've seen from the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they're definitely a threat. Personally, and this is just me personally, I don't believe Cleveland is winning a championship. I'd be a little surprised if they did. I think the NBA is incredibly wide open this year. Like, I don't think any team has looked so dominant that it's like, how does anyone beat that team? Even the Celtics, who have been by far the best team in the league this season, they constantly are just like shooting themselves in the foot and making things as difficult as possible for them. And they're just one of those teams where it's like in the postseason, I just don't trust them. Every year they're like in the conference finals and every year they blow it. So it's one of those things I got to believe it to see it, or see it to believe it. But the Cavs, I just think that there are a couple teams, their lack of experience outside of Donovan Mitchell, I think it's a little tough, but they've looked so good this season. I don't think it should be a surprise. And I think most people might not see it as a surprise. I just personally would be a little surprised. Not majorly, but a little surprised, right? I could see them getting to like the conference finals or something like that, depending on the matchups. But can they beat the Bucks? Can they beat the Knicks? I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But the big question is centered around Donovan Mitchell. What is Donovan Mitchell going to do? So far, they haven't been able to work out any type of extensions or any... Based on the reports, it doesn't sound like there's any headway as far as extensions go. Look, both sides have plenty of time before they really have to get that done. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if they're able to re-sign him. But a lot of people believe he is gone. A lot of people believe that this offseason, he is very likely to get traded. Even if they make the finals, doesn't matter. They win the championship, doesn't matter. That many believe he is headed for greener pastures, that he wants to get out of Cleveland ASAP. Whether that's true or not, we will see. We're just going off of reports. But many executives believe, based on recent reports, that Donovan Mitchell is out as soon as he can leave. Whether it's this offseason and he can convince the Cleveland Cavaliers to trade him, or as soon as his contract expires. So right now, he has this season in which he's making $32.6 million. And then next season, the 2024-2025 season, he's making $34.8 million. So basically $35 million. And then he has a player option the following year of 2025-2026. So it is believed that if the Cleveland Cavaliers do not trade him in the offseason, that he'll finish the season and then he is gone. And he is going to be out of the first plane to wherever he can go in the offseason. So the real question is, would that really happen? Right? Now, you could look at this as a couple ways. Right? If he wins the championship, again, I would be a little surprised, but you can make it. I mean, again, they're looking really good. They're the 2 seed in the East, right? Let's say they get there, chips fall their way, they win the championship. You could look at it as like, why would Donovan Mitchell want to leave a team in which he just won a championship with, try to go back to back? Or you could look at it as like, hey, he did the Kawhi thing in Toronto. Right? He led the team to a championship, and now he gets to go and make the money and be where he wants to be. Good for him. Congratulations, right? If he falls short, right? Like, what if he gets to the conference finals and loses in a tough 7 to like Boston or something, right? Does he look at it and go, hey, man, like maybe if we can get another piece or so and kind of put pressure on the front office and go, hey, like try to get us this and let's go make a push for a championship, possibly. Or you could look at it as like, I'm probably not winning with this team, so let me get out of here. It's just, you can make an argument either way, regardless of what happens. Like if they lose in the first round or they lose in the second round, then I definitely think Donovan Mitchell's gone. I personally think Donovan Mitchell's gone regardless. But again, time will tell. Question is, like, where would he go? Where is he going to end up? Right? The Knicks are a team that he wanted to go to. He believed he was going to. And the Knicks really wanted him. Since then, however, the Knicks have done a lot of different things, right? They went traded for OG. They went and got Alec Burke, Bojan Bogdanovic. Now they were able to save all of their firsts. So they could very well go and take and make a trade for Donovan Mitchell. They would definitely be in play for Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell could kind of force his way wherever he wants to go, right? Because how many teams are going to trade the farm for Donovan Mitchell and it potentially is a one-year rental, right? He wants to be in New York. That's been the perception. But do the Knicks want him now? Like the Knicks, I think the Knicks, healthy, maybe the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Like, I like them more than the Cleveland Cavaliers personally. And I am not sold on the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think the Knicks would win the championship this year, but I think that they have probably the second best chance behind the Celtics. I mean, again, when they were healthy, they were looking like a very good basketball team. You know Brunson's going to show up in the postseason, right? Question to me is Julius Randle. Does Julius Randle just completely disappear in the postseason again? If he does, then I think the Knicks are going to have a hard time. But if he can just be like even half decent, I think the Knicks are going to have a really good chance. So do they look at it and go, okay, Donovan Mitchell is the missing piece? Or do they wait for like that big, like a Joel Embiid or something like that, right? And go make a push for somebody like that. Because it's just, even last year, it was like, does Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson make sense as a backcourt? You got two undersized guards. Like now I guess you got OG. Now, if Mitchell Robinson's healthy, then you got like a shot blocking big. And Donovan Mitchell's actually been pretty good defensively. He's having one of the better defensive seasons of his career. But again, like, what does that look like? You know, is that really the best course of action for the Knicks? And are they really willing to sell the farm for Donovan Mitchell? Possibly. If they're not, then it's like, where does he go? Does he really want to go to Brooklyn? Right? Like, can he really build a contender in Brooklyn? I know he kind of wants to be in New York, but you know, it's just kind of one of those things. Like, does he want to be with the Knicks in New York, or does he not care and just wants to be in Brooklyn, period? Miami still makes a lot of sense for him, right? Because Miami, I think, one, they missed out on Damian Lillard, but I think that's kind of the one thing that they need more than anything, is like that consistent go-to scorer, that guy that can hit shots, close down the stretch, play a big game. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo are really good at just doing the dirty work, especially for your stars, right? They're willing to kind of, like, Jimmy Butler doesn't care. Jimmy Butler doesn't have to score a point as long as he wins the games. Like, that's all he cares about. Like, Jimmy Butler will make plays, lock down defensively, dive for loose balls, and sacrifice his body the entire game if it leads to winning. So he'd be more than happy letting Donovan Mitchell just be Donovan Mitchell. Same thing with Bam Adebayo. So Miami, I think, makes a lot of sense. Philly, again, it's like, does Maxey and Mitchell, are those the two guys that you really want to ride your franchise with? I don't know. Especially like him, Joel Embiid, and Maxey. Like, what does that look like? Possibly. I mean, look, it sounds like a Daryl Morey move, if I'm being honest. I could see the Sixers actually making a push for him, but I don't know. It does beg the question, what does the market look like? Right? I definitely think that there are going to be teams interested, right? The Lakers are a team that's going to be interested. I just don't buy that the Lakers have the assets for Donovan Mitchell. But again, Donovan Mitchell could force his way. Like, what if he's like, I can't go to the Knicks, so, you know, I don't want to go to Brooklyn. I'm okay. Like, I'd be down to go to LA, right? Go play with LeBron and AD for a year or two, and then it's me and AD the rest of the way. Maybe, but there will definitely be suitors. It's just like, which team is willing to pony up for him, and where does he want to go? That's going to be the real question. Where does he want to go? I do believe that Donovan Mitchell is going to leave. I do think he's ultimately wants out. You know, he's not one of those guys to make a big fuss and cause a big stir and make all this noise. You know, so I wouldn't even be shocked if he finishes his contract. But you got to imagine that he's going to, at least, I don't think publicly, but I could see him privately going to the front office and going, hey, you know, trade me. You know, like, let's keep this quiet. Let's keep it discreet. Go. Basically what happened with Utah, right? He wasn't out there screaming and yelling, like, get me out of here, all that stuff. He just was like, hey, whatever happens, happens. And yeah, I mean, towards the end, when he thought he was going to the Knicks, he's like sitting courtside in and out. Like, it's just kind of like, oh, he's like wearing Knicks stuff. So, but, he wasn't like, get me out of here, right? Like, you need to trade me now. I don't think that'll happen even with the Cavs. Like I said, I wouldn't even be surprised if he kind of just finishes his contract with the Cavs and then leaves in the offseason. But if you're Cleveland, you got to trade him. You cannot lose Donovan Mitchell for nothing. All right? Like, I think, and look, the Cavs, even without Mitchell, are headed in the right direction. To me, it's like you go trade Donovan Mitchell, you get the right assets, and you have a ton of like just tradable pieces and picks and all kinds of stuff that if the right star becomes available, you can maybe go make a push and win a championship. Right? Like, I don't know who it would be, but like, Joel Embiid becomes, it's like, man, like, would Joel Embiid or maybe like Giannis or somebody, where it's like, hey, like Giannis is okay with the small market. Let's go make a push for Giannis, right? Trade Donovan Mitchell. Again, we'll see. A lot can happen between now and the offseason, but I do buy the reports that Donovan Mitchell is out. I do believe when they say like he's done. Where does he go? That's the real question. I don't think it's going to be the Knicks. I really don't. I don't. But time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Donovan Mitchell's gone as soon as this season's over? Think he privately or publicly, whatever, demands a trade and just says, hey, get me out of here? Do you think no? He's going to end up, keeping it low key, keeping it quiet. Do you think he finishes his contract there? Do you think he re-signs with the Cavs? What do you think ends up happening? How do you feel? What your thoughts are? I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.